Hello, I'm Jose from the Merrimack Rural Watershed Council. This video will show you how to troubleshoot and reset the Hach PocketPro Plus Multi-2 tester if you are having difficulty calibrating it before a test day. The hack can be a little finicky with inexperience, in which such minimal symbols on the meter itself. You or a previous volunteer may have inadvertently changed some settings while calibrating or in regular use. This can cause issues when you go to calibrate and can cause inconsistencies when you collect data. But don't worry, this is easily rectified. We use the Hach with the baseline settings it comes with in the factory. You can change these settings using the middle button on the machine. You may have held the middle button while trying to reach the calibration mode instead of just tapping the middle button and reach the set menu. In this mode, you can change the units that each parameter displays when you're water testing. To review and check the settings, press and hold the middle button to enter settings mode. You know you're in settings because set appears on the screen. Tap the middle button to scroll through the different parameters. And you use the top and bottom buttons to change each parameter settings. Unit is the first parameter that appears after reaching set. This setting changes the unit of measure for the water temperature. For scientific analysis, degrees Celsius is considered the global standard. As such, we want our degrees in Celsius. You can use the top and bottom buttons to change between units. Here I've set it to Fahrenheit. And back into Celsius again. If you tap the middle button again, it will shift to the next changeable parameter, which is buffer. Buffer changes the scale that acidity is measured in. This would be set to USA. To display the correct reading that we want, and to ensure that the calibration for pH happens correctly. For your knowledge, I'll quickly go through the rest of the parameters. Standard. This is the conductivity standard that you use to calibrate. This would be set to AUT. This means that the meter automatically detects the conductivity solution that you're using during calibration. For us, that's the 1413 microsiemens solution. TREF. This affects conductivity readings as well. We want this at 25 degrees Celsius. TC also affects how the meter reads conductivity. We want this at 2.00. FCTR, this affects the readings for total dissolved solids, or TDS. That's to be set to 0.71. Salinity unit, you can tell the difference from the previous temperature unit parameter because the black bar reading sal is on top. This changes the unit that salinity readings are displayed. We want this in PPT, or parts per thousand, and not percentage. A0FF, that's just a timer that tells the machine to turn itself off after 8 minutes if it's not being used. We want that on, obviously. ECAL, this is a reminder to the user to recalibrate the machine periodically if it hasn't been done. It'll be a little question mark that pops up in the bottom left of the corner. For now, just leave this as a no. Hold the middle button until you see end on the screen to exit settings mode. You may now start calibrating again by tapping the middle button to enter calibration mode. As I said, our set will change these settings back to factory. If you're still having difficulty and the Hach refuses to cooperate, try and give it a hard reset. To reset, hold down the middle button to enter settings mode. Once in settings mode, tap the middle button until you reach RSET. Tap the top or bottom button to scroll up to yes, and hold the middle button until you see end. This will reset all the units and parameters and the scales back to factory settings, which we use by default anyways, minus the ECAL setting, which you should probably go back and change. It is good practice to check all the settings each time before you begin calibration. Please record on your datasheet any changes you made to your meter prior to use, or any issues you had encountered under equipment notes. If you successfully reset the Hach and one of these problems persists, the machine reads sensor the machine reads ECAL, or you get 4 dashes on the temperature row, which is the bottom row. Call your water quality monitoring coordinator. There's a problem with your meter and you're going to have to come and get a new one. If you see 4 dashes on the top row, attempt a dilution. Remember to indicate on your datasheet if you tried a dilution. If it persists, call your water quality monitoring coordinator. Always remember to record on your datasheet if you have any issues with your meter, and any changes you made to the settings under equipment notes, and the number of your meter, so we can keep track of the information.